Hello, Jeremy here from Premier Pools and Spas. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for allowing me into your home to discuss this project, this pool project of yours. We really appreciate the opportunity to design this pool and also hopefully we'll get the opportunity to build it for you. With that said, we will have an opportunity to build your proposal once you give us an okay or a thumbs up, if you will, on a design. So this first stage of the process really is all about the design, coming up with something that you love, and then also helping educate you about what your options are and helping prepare you for the inevitable comparison of proposals that you're going to gather from other builders. So I want to help you understand what to ask other builders and make it easier for you to make those comparisons. So I highly encourage you to take this design or whatever design we land on by the time we're done with our next meeting and take that design and get some other quotes, and then you'll have a much easier time comparing proposals. If you have any immediate feedback based on the design I'm about to show you, go ahead and send it to me. Text me, call me, email me, whatever you want to do to give me your feedback so that I can get some changes done before our Zoom call on Friday. However, we can make changes on that Zoom call as well, and once we get the changes done that you want to see, then I will go ahead and price it out for you, with you, in fact, so that you can see exactly how we build these proposals. So once again, thank you for the opportunity. We're really excited to work with you through this process, and I look forward to seeing you later this week. Thanks. Back, and I'm going to show you your design. So let's take a look at this together. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just hide those property lines really quick so they're not a distraction. There we go. So here we go. We have a pool design for you. I may be hitting the mark here, or I may be completely off from what you're looking for, but based on our discussion together, this is what I have come up with thus far. So what I did was I worked with the curvature of your existing paver patio that you've put in. So this that is highlighted is your existing paver patio. What I did was I ran the coping of the pool right up against that paver patio and then worked with that curvature to give you a combination of a geometric design and a freeform design. So hopefully I'm getting a little bit of what you both want. Not only with the shape, but also with the size and the features that I'm including here. So if we were to go overhead, we're just going to look at the specs of this pool just to get an idea of what we're looking at. So I put the tanning ledge and the stairs over here on, well, if you're looking out from your home, rather, over here on the left side. So you have your tanning deck that's big enough for 2 full-size loungers. I put a bubbler on the tanning deck. The bubblers serve as an aesthetic function, right? So they look pretty cool. You can power them up to really break the surface of the water. And you can also use them, well, they're very good for keeping the water moving on that tanning deck area. Because you're only 3 inches deep with that surface area of the tanning deck, it tends to get a little bit warmer than the rest of the water in the pool during the summer. That sunlight hits that tanning deck and really warms that water up. So the bubblers tend to move water a little bit more and help regulate the temperature, as well as help keep things from settling on the surface, which is going to keep a cleaner area there. However, if you do go with an in-floor cleaner with your pool, the functional purpose of the bubbler is no longer needed because the in-floor cleaner will keep that surface clean and the water circulated there, but you still have an aesthetic benefit to it, meaning you're going to have the sound of that water bubbling, and any kids that are going to be playing on that tanning deck are going to absolutely love that feature. So I do recommend that for that purpose. Now, if we keep moving into the pool and the different features, you're going to see that I put 2 deck jets in there. I put deck jets, I gave you some symmetry here, one on each side of this raised water feature. And then we have the water feature itself with the shear descent waterfall, and you're going to hear that making some noise, which can be a little distracting. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the noise off of these water features really quick. Sorry about that. And make sure that, oh, that's already done. Okay, cool. All right, so what we have here, once again, is a 2-foot shear descent. So that's a 2-foot sheet of water that is right underneath the lip of that raised feature. And I'm going to move it right up a little bit higher. There you go. And the cool thing is when you turn the lights on at night, it's going to make that water feature glow. So it's just really nice to have that feature. The placement of the lights are going to be decided on the our guys out in the field. They know better where to place those lights than me, but typically what we want to do is make sure that we place those lights where they're going to throw as much light into the pool and illuminate as much as possible, as well as highlight the aesthetic enhancements, your raised features primarily. What I did on this raised feature also is I gave you 2 by 2 foot columns on each end. And that tends to encapsulate it, kind of it finishes the look of a raised feature. But of course, those columns are optional. If you're looking for a place to save a little bit of money, you might want to get rid of those columns on the side and just maybe do a 2-tier race feature. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a quick change here. I'm going to go ahead and put in here more of a standard tile finish instead of the glass tile finish. It looks like my program defaulted to the glass tile. So what I'm going to do is put in kind of a pretty standard looking 6-inch tile there, and this would be part of our standard pricing model, right? So any proposal that you get initially is going to be priced with this 6-inch tile. But there are enhancements. You can get the glass tile, mosaic tile, all kinds of different things to look at. And of course, I'll help you when we get there. In the pool itself, you do have a pebble finish right here, which, as we had mentioned, is going to avoid the need to replaster that pool later. If you go with the traditional plaster, you will have to replaster that pool in about 10 to 15 years, but we had, joking around, we kind of talked about where you're going to be at in 10, 15 years, and it sounded like maybe spending extra money on plaster really isn't going to be worth it to you. But what we would do if you went with a traditional blue quartz plaster, which is kind of what we all grew up with in gunite or shotcrete pools, we will also microglass. We'll put a product called microglass on that, and you'll get some information on that as well. But that's something we do with all of our finishes, and that will get you a little bit more life out of your plaster, and it will further protect it from the blotching that can happen as a result of damaging UV rays. So then if we look in here, what I've done is I got a little creative with the bench here. I don't like these really sharp corners with the bench just running into that sharp corner. It's not very usable in the corner. So what I've done is I've added a rounded section over here so you can easily sit there or even step right down into that section safely and comfortably. But otherwise what you have is a bench that runs the entire distance of the pool on the front end, leaving the back end completely open. So from the edge of this tanning deck all the way over to the back corner of the pool, you now have a 7-foot swim lane. So you can swim back and forth on this pool uninterrupted, get some exercise, really stretch out and enjoy the space that you have. So let's take a look at the specs of the pool itself. So I'm going to highlight a few things and I'm going to pull in what we call our smart data. Smart data is what we use to price out the pool. So all the numbers we're going to go over here are basically the numbers I put in the proposal to price things out for you. So first, what we want to look at is the envelope. The envelope is going to be that rectangle, that green rectangle that goes around the perimeter of the pool. So that is the envelope of the pool. That's the just pool terminology for you. That envelope is about 29.5 by 18 feet. So that would be the size of your pool overall. Then we have your volume of the pool right now with that tanning deck configured the way it is and the bench and everything. What you're looking at is 9,774 gallons. Our area, which is the surface of the pool, is going to be 439.12 square feet. And then the perimeter is going to be 97 feet and almost 11 inches. So 9710.46. And these are all numbers that I put in the proposal to come up with the price. The tanning deck size is irrelevant in as far as cost goes because we just do a flat rate of $875 for every tanning deck, or if you want to call it tanning ledge or Cabo shelf. It does not matter the size. It's always a flat rate. And that's one thing that our pricing model is a little different than our competitors in the sense that our competitors might have a lower package price for the basic pool part, but they will charge 2 to 3 times as much on these add-on features as we do. So, so there's just a different pricing strategy, but our tanning deck is a flat fee. I also got very creative with the steps over here, so you can step down from the tanning ledge onto the second step, which happens to be the same height as the bench here. So in fact, usually what I'll do is I'll just make all that one piece. Not that it really matters, but So you can see that that bench and then all the way running over to here, now that's all one piece. That is all the same height, and which is going to be almost 18 inches under the surface of the water, giving you a nice backrest to lean up against. And then, of course, you travel down into the rest of the pool with these additional steps right here. Now, if you wanted to, you can wrap the steps around the tanning deck, but what that's going to do is cause you to have a little bit of a bottleneck or a little bit of an obstruction in your swim lane. So what I did was I took the grand entry away that used the entire tanning deck and wrapped the stairs around the entire tanning deck. I took that away and created smaller steps that were just right here, more centrally located, so that I did not cause any obstruction in a swim lane on the back end of the pool. So then we have, let's see, how much decking are we adding here? We are going to have the perimeter decking right now is 190, we'll just call it 200 square feet. Now, 400 square feet is our minimum. So if we're going to do decking for you, then we would have to charge a minimum of 400 square feet. In which case, what I would do is find another area to put some decking. Maybe over here in the corner where you can put a fire pit, or back you might have even more room over here. But we'll discuss that. I'll let me know what your preference is. But I'd love to design another 200 square feet of decking in here. Now, some of our customers will opt to they will decide to have another company come in and do the pavers. So you've already had a company come in and give you these pavers right here. It's not uncommon for customers to go directly to the paver company to do the deck. We just want to make sure that they understand what they need to do as part of working around a pool. Some of these paver companies are really good and experienced around pools, and some of them aren't, so that's a question you want to ask if you want to go that route. But it's a good way to get exactly the same paver that you have here. But once again, I'd love to do the decking for you. You don't have to match up the pavers. They can actually be a different paver if you wanted to, but we can discuss your options there a little bit later. So once again, let's pan out. Look at your yard. I've got some details in there like your swing in the back and the trampoline and some landscaping, your stepstones going around the corner. Did my best with the plants and stuff. I didn't get all the landscaping in there just yet. I try to add things in before we're done, but hopefully this gives you a really good idea of what this project would look like. Now, if we turn off the sun and make it glow at night, what you're seeing is what that's going to look like at night when you walk out of your house. So if we go into your home, you can see there, that's what it's going to look like when you're looking out your windows. It's very pretty. And then when you walk past those windows and past those French doors, what you've got is a beautiful glowing pool with those two LED lights that you can control from an app on your phone. You do have the option also to automate your water features if you want to do that. It will make things a little bit easier for you. But your standard pool function, the filtration, the pump, the lights, those will be also already included in an app on your phone. So that's part of our standard pricing, but you can spend a little bit more money if you want to and automate all your water features as well. So, all right, I hope this is helpful. I hope you've you got a good idea of what kind of space you have to work with back there, and I'm ready to take your feedback and your change requests, and whatever changes you want, send them my way. I'll try to get them done before Friday, but worst case scenario, I'll make those changes on Friday and we'll work together to get a proposal put together. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you very soon.